Hi. A lot of students often ask me whether they should go for an MBA or pursue a CFA program or a CFT program. And trust me, guys, there's a lot of material on the internet, but they confuse you more rather than helping you out. And why am I the right person to tell you about it? Because I have done all the three. I am an MBA from IIM Indore, I am a CFA charter holder, and I'm a CMT charter holder as well. Through this video, I'm attempting to help you make the right decision for your career. So let's start. So before we begin, let me be clear that I'll not get into the nitty-gritties of the program structure, timeline, fees, etc. of CFA and CMT program that you can Google it out. I'll tell you something from my experience which will be helpful for you to make the right decision. So post-schooling, I did my graduation as a 5-year dual degree, BTech plus MBA from JP Institute of Information Technology. And 2008, was a global financial crisis. I wanted to enter into a core finance role, but wasn't getting into a job. But then I got into this company called the Smart Cube in 2010 as a data analyst. But I was always craving for getting into a core finance role. So someone told me about CFA program in 2010. I Googled it out, researched it. It was a great program. But a lot of Indians, the recruiters at that point of time had not heard about CFA. I gave level 1 in 2010, level 2 in 2011, but was still struggling to get into a core finance role even after that. So I thought, why not do another MBA? And I was lucky to get a good percentile in CAT. I got into a 2-year program of MBA at IIM Indore. And during the internship, I cleared level 3 of CFA as well. And during the final placements of MBA, I was amongst the first one to get into a job at the Deutsche Bank into the investment banking role. 5 years over there, and then I moved to pursue wealth management with Edelweiss. And while I was at Edelweiss, COVID happened. When COVID happened, we all had a lot of time at our hands. And I followed markets very rigorously back then. I've been following markets since 2009. But you all know how volatile markets started getting after 2020, after COVID, right? And that point of time, I thought, why not, time your entries and exit to make short-term returns. Instant gratification era, people need shorter-term returns, and when you club your fundamental analysis with technical analysis, you get great results. So I thought, let's do CMT and utilize the time I had in my hand. 20 and 21, I gave CMT and I became a charter holder. I also moved to a company called Wealth Desk, which was a startup based out of Mumbai, and this company got acquired by PhonePe, and we launched a broking company called Share Market in 2023. Now let's get into why MBA. What are the pros and cons of doing an MBA? I have put in logos of the top 6 institute, B schools over here. Just let me be very clear that I am focusing and I'm assuming that this MBA is from tier 1 colleges, which is like top 10 or maximum 15 B schools in India, because then only we can do a like for like comparison with CFA and CMT. Obviously, the thing is that MBA is recognized and it everybody knows about it कि हाँ MBA कुछ होता है. Your distant relatives, your friends, recruiters, everybody knows what MBA is. So it's considered as a proper post-grad program. The biggest benefit of doing an MBA is that companies, good quality companies come to campuses for good roles, for the placements. And rather than kind of competing with lakhs of students and aspirants outside, you are only competing with handful of them, 300, 400 odd batchmates to get into those jobs. So you get a kickstart into the job market, and then obviously build up your relevant work experience to get further into the roles. Otherwise, I have heard a lot of people that companies ask for relevant work experience, but how do I get a work experience when nobody is hiring me? So that's always the complaint with B schools. Doing an MBA, that's not the problem. Your networks grows automatically. Your batchmates, they're all growing up together in the corporate field as well. So after, let's say, 11 years of my career post MBA, a lot of my batchmates are now the heads of departments of various companies. They are CXOs. So automatically the network has grown. And the alumni network is so strong that a lot of times I've seen that there are few alumni from a particular B school who will only prefer students and alumni from their own campuses to get into the jobs at their companies. This is maybe you can say this is wrong, but yes, this is the practical truth about the corporate life, corporate industry. So network automatically grows. You don't have to do any effort for that. Exposure to various business functions, because you study marketing, finance, HR, operations, IT, strategy, everything. A lot of people freshers, when they enter MBA, they are not very sure what they want to pursue in their life. So the first year gives you an exposure to a lot of these courses so that they can find relevant electives in the second year to finally decide that, okay, you want to do marketing or you want to do finance, etc., etc. So that's very helpful in order to make your long-term career decision. There are various clubs and committees at these colleges which emulate the real life scenario. So, like I was heading Voyage Capital, which was the student led investment club, where we were managing real money of the students and batchmates. So, it gave me an exposure into fund management. I did a lot of marketing over there. I did HR. I was hiring for my, kind of junior batches guys. I was doing operations, logistics, managing a lot of events, giving lectures and, kind of investment thesis in front of a 500 student crowd. So that also helped me to gain my soft skills, in fact, a little better. There are various clubs and committees depending upon your interest areas in these B schools. You can join them. And similarly, you get a proper corporate life experience with a 2 month internship, which is a compulsory thing after first year in B schools. And then life cases opportunities are also there. You're taught by the top professors if you are in a leading B schools. 10, 15, 20 years, even 40 years experienced people will come and teach you. A lot of industry folks come and teach you practical insights of what is going on in the corporate world. So that's very important. And you make friends for life. And you're staying with people for 2 years, you definitely make a lot of friends. And obviously, I don't need to tell you the benefits of having great friends in your life. And then there are some negatives as well. The biggest negative is the entry barrier to these top tier B schools. सबसे पहली बात तो people will say यार इसमें जाए कैसे घुसे कैसे कैट नहीं क्लियर हो रहा है. So guys, I would rather say prepare very hard for your CAT, get a good percentile, get into these campuses, get into these colleges, take coaching, do whatever. If you are through, then you won't even ask later on कि अभी CFA करना है, CMT करना है, because they can be catalysts, they can be added upon. But still in India, there are a lot of people, they say that MBAs are losing relevance. But no, if you do it from a tier one college in India, it is still very relevant for you. So another thing is that it's expensive, obviously, time consuming. You spend 2 years, it's opportunity cost as well. People might say that rather than I'll use these 2 years to, kind of build on some skill set, some industry experience, which will be helpful for me to take my career ahead. Then college prestige is important. As I said, I am assuming it's a tier 1 B school. If you do it from a tier 2, tier 3 B school, that isn't going to help much because now everybody is doing an MBA. It's not that difficult to get into them. Curriculum might be old. A lot of time I've seen these MBA colleges, even the tier 1 colleges, are not updating their curriculum very fast. Industry is moving at a very fast pace. AI has come in, digital, technology has come in, but their curriculum might still be outdated. So that might be one of the negative things as well. College might not be globally recognized unless you do it from a tier 1 B school. If you want to go and settle into US, they might ask, the recruiters might ask there that, oh, I have not even heard about this college name. So now let's move into understanding why CFA. What are the pros and cons of doing a CFA program? Now, as you know, it's a globally recognized gold standard certification in the field of finance and covers in-depth material across 10 subjects. I believe whatever is there in finance, the CFA program actually touches, at least if not going in depth, into all of them. And in your career, you might be eventually using 2 or 3 of them. In the last 11 years of my career, I have not used more than 3 subjects which I've studied in CFA. But that's okay because at least you get an idea about what all there, and you can tie the things up. If you want to make a career into portfolio management, CFA is one of the best courses available globally today. And then there is no entry barrier like MBA. Anybody who has the money, who can pay the registration fees and level 1 fees, can enroll themselves into it. It adds credibility to your profile, and you can use a designation in front of your name. See, guys, for example, doctors, they use Dr. Web of Gen, for example. That's the second question, whether that doctor is a PhD or a medical profession. But you won't write in front of your name as Web of Gen, comma, I am Indore MBA or something. It looks very weird, right? But you have the, you can write the designation of like Web of Gen, comma, CFA. And if you have not even met the person physically, or they don't know you, but just by seeing that name, Web of Gen, comma, CFA, they know that यार इस बंदे को तो finance आता होगा, इसने पूरा CFA clear कर रखा है. And then obviously with the relevant work X, you get the designation. So it gives an instant thought in front of the samne wala person that yes, it's a person who is into finance and very serious about it. Networking opportunities, as CFA has a lot of society. CFA society in India has a lot of city chapters, and there are about 3,000 odd active members, which are the charter holders, and there are a lot of program candidates, level 1, level 2, level 3 candidates, so people who have cleared level 3 and are waiting charters. You get a lot of networking opportunity to meet them, greet them, understand what the trends in the markets are happening. You meet who's and who's of the finance industry in those networking events as well, and it becomes very kind of easy to even interact with the top notch people in the financial services industry. Lesser cost than MBA, it's cheaper, and you can also do it along with your job. It's less time consuming because CFA level 1 and 2 happens 4 times a year, CFA level 3 happens 2 times a year. If you keep on clearing in the first attempt, you obviously accelerate your chances of clearing all the level 3, 3 levels of the exam. And obviously, then you need to have some relevant work experience, I think 3 years, and then some sponsors to validate that you are a, kind of authenticate your membership. Industry demand. When I did my CFA in 2010-11, the lot of people did not know about CFA, but now almost every recruiter in the field of finance knows about CFA, although they don't write it's a compulsion to have CFA certification, but they write that in their JDs, if you have seen that CFAs are preferred. And it really is recognizable by the industry right now. And they update their curriculum lot often. Even from 2025 onwards, level 3 has gotten into various electives, whether you want to pursue private wealth or institutional and different things. So they have updated their curriculum and they update it quite faster. Difficult thing is the cons is to find a job by yourself. As we saw in MBA, the companies come to the campus for placements, and then you are not competing with a lot of people. You're only competing with your batchmate. But when you're CFA level 1, 2, 3, whatever, you are competing with whole bunch of them, and most of them might also be experienced folks already. So the competition increases. So finding a job by yourself is tough through Naukri.com or through your contacts, network, and all. Difficult to get job without WorkX, so this is very important. A lot of times I have seen that engineers who are into the IT field, tech field for 2 years, 3 years, they want to enter into the finance field and they'll clear level 1, 2, 3, and then they'll expect a good core finance job. They won't get it. Work experience is very important to at least start getting into it, or level 1 is enough to get into it, but again, you are facing a competition with lot of people. Make efforts to network. I was an introvert. I found it very difficult to network. So MBA brings automatically the networking kind of thing, because you are talking to your batchmates only and who are growing up together. But when you are, kind of visiting the networking events, there are so many people. And for an introvert like me, it was very difficult to start talking to people. So you have to make an effort to network with them. Starting salary is generally lesser than what MBA gives. Low pass rates, 40% odd is for CFA level 1, level 2, 50 for level 3. But then obviously it's much higher than the entry barriers which we discussed to get into a MBA program. Self-discipline while studying, because MBA you are studying in campus, and various tests and exams, deadlines will force you to kind of study and do some project work and all. But for CFA, unless you are doing a coaching, if you are studying by yourself, self-discipline is very important. Curriculum focus is mainly US, so that's one thing which, if you want to build a career in India, mostly the curriculum, the case studies, the questions, the explanations are based out of how US markets function. So in order to make comparisons with India, a little difficulty can be there. And relevant WorkX and sponsorship to get charter. So you need to have, as I said, 3 years of WorkX and then couple of sponsors to give you, kind of testimonials that yes, you can be a charter holder. So now and obviously the annual fee to remain member is also there. For MBA, if you have cleared MBA and you become alumni for life. For CFA, you need to pay annual membership fees. Now let's move into CMT. CMT is into, as I said, technical analysis. It's a very niche focus area. It's a gold standard considered in technical analysis, again globally. Both CFA and CMT are based out of US, and focus on tech analysis, as I said, has increased post 2020. Again, like CFA, there's no entry barrier. Pay the fees and start giving exams. Again, same, adds credibility to your profile. So WebOfGen, CMT will also help. Lesser cost than MBA and CFA both, can do along with job, and less time consuming. All of them very similar to what CFA is. and higher pass rates than CFA, and curriculum is updated as I said for CFA as well. But the cons of CMT is right now is that again, like CFA, you need to find a job for yourself. And honestly, it's very lesser known in India. See, what I feel is, and this is my expectation, that what CFA program used to be might in 2010, CMT is currently in 2025. So the trajectory is very clear that it will grow big and it will really have a good demand in the future, let's say 4 or 5 years down the line. Because what happens is in technical analysis is that you need a lot of data. A country like US, there was a lot of data has been like since 19th century, and that is why it is very popular over there. But in India, a proper recording of stock prices, the volumes and all has happened very recently in the last 20-25 years, and the charts are getting built accordingly gradually. And now with lot of technology coming in, lot of data coming in, I think this field will grow. And as I said, instant gratification, early returns requirements, short term period, technical analysis right now is at that stage where CFA was in 2010. If you clear it, if you become a member, if you become a volunteer, it might be a chance 5 years down the line. Many people will know you because you have been an early member over here. So it's a growing field. But if you need instant job that I've cleared CMT level 2 or 3, I need job, it might be a lot difficult. Because there's a less demand in jobs, but still demand is growing because now I've seen a lot of EMCs, brokerage houses, research houses, and if you have seen the TV also, they give short term, kind of intraday में target कितना होना चाहिए, stop loss and all. It's nothing but charts say you can find these prices. So gradually the demand is increasing. Low networking opportunities because unlike CFA, which has 3,000 plus members, it might have 100, 150 odd members. So और events भी कम होते हैं, not like CFA, it has lesser events. So networking opportunities are obviously lesser. Self-discipline while studying, just like CFA. No proper coaching in India. I think CFA might still have some 4, 5 good coaching institutes to help you clear the exams. But for CMT, I have not really heard that there are good coaching institutes. So if you are a self-starter, if you can study by yourself, it's good. Otherwise, don't rely on a coaching institute here right now, at least. Curriculum focus is mainly US, although that is not a problem, but because charts are same everywhere. But sometimes correlations, for example, with let's say S&P index versus gold in US might different from what gold is moving with Nifty 50 and other currencies as well. So thoda sa difference aata hi hai. But that's okay. That's not a big point. And again, same like CFA, relevant work is in sponsorship. And this is a little more difficult to get a CMT designation compared to a CFA designation. And the annual fee to remain member is at least 3 times of that of CFA. So it's a higher annual membership fees. So with that, finally, my recommendation, what would I recommend? Guys, I would recommend that go for tier 1 B school first. If you happen to clear CAT, try for clearing CAT, get into a tier 1 B schools, because then your life will be sorted. Uske baad you can think about doing CFA, CMT, career trajectory will be very clear. So पूरी मेहनत कर डालो इसमें, but अगर ये नहीं होता है, there is a problem with the fees and all, then do CFA if you are already in a relevant job profile. Don't expect you are in a different job profile, doing CFA will give you a very relevant job profile with high paying salary. It generally doesn't happen like it. If you enter into an MBA, then try doing CFA along with MBA at least till level 2. And do CMT only if you want to build a career in technical analysis, guys. So because I said jobs is a little difficult to get, but a lot of CMT charter holders today have opened their own shops. उनको अपने क्लाइंट का पैसा मैनेज करना है थ्रू मेकिंग काइंड ऑफ चार्ट्स, रीडिंग चार्ट्स एंड ऑल. दे कैन मेक गुड मनी फॉर देयर क्लाइंट्स. सो इफ यू आर सेटिंग अप योर ओन डेस्क, ओन बिजनेस, सीएमटी डेजिग्नेशन रियली हेल्प्स बिकॉज आपको ब्रांड रिकॉग्निशन एंड वैल्यू भी मिल रहा है. Or if you can complete a CFA and you become a member, generally CMT gives level 1 exemption for CFA charter holders. So for example, for me, I did not write CMT level 1 because I was already a CFA charter holder. So I only wrote CMT level 2 and 3. So money saved, time saved, and a lot of happiness. So guys, let me know if you have any questions in the comments. You can also reach out to me via LinkedIn or via comments to help you personally in order to take your decisions. I hope this video helped you, and we'll see you in another video. Bye bye.